This is a story about how I became richer than the richest person in the world. Max Fosh, of course. The first few years of my life were pretty uneventful. Just a normal kid hiding communism. And then I set up my first lemonade stand. Sold a few, but profits were minimal. Almost nothing. And nothing means communism, so I had to expand. I hired my buddy Cape to manage the lemonade stand while I was off selling newspapers. Having a side hustle selling newspapers definitely helped. I got some extra money to invest into my lemonade stand. Me and Cape were peddling lemonade like madmen. It was going alright, but I still thought to myself, I'm not doing enough. I could do more with my day. I'm almost 6 years old, after school and selling 500 gallons of lemonade and flooding the neighborhood in newspapers. I still had about 30 minutes left before bedtime, so I got to work. Cabe introduced me to his uncle, Mr. Black. He helped me with newspapers to save me a bit of time. Next, I broke my piggy bank and bought a car wash. You may ask yourself, how did a 6-year-old buy a car wash? Let's just say, you wouldn't believe how much a few AI-generated pictures of my mom cheating can get you. Now it's starting to look good. Selling lemonade by the trucks, thousands of newspapers, and now a car wash. You may say that I don't have a life, that I'm a kid, I should go play with others. I'd say you're a communist, and to separate myself even more from the likes of you, I bought a pizza place. Unfortunately, my mom still doesn't understand that sleep is for broke people and communists, so I wasn't able to run both the car wash and the pizza place. I hired this weird teacher who says he has cancer, but I'd bet more towards schizophrenia, because he kept forgetting his name. On the interview, he said multiple times that he's definitely not a drug kingpin, and there's the suit. I usually don't set a dress code, but full eagle costume was a bit much. But he said he'd take a pay cut for it, so I let it go. Money was piling up. My 7th birthday was coming up soon, so I thought I'll treat myself. So I bought a donut shop. How? Again, AI photos now of my father cheating. I think they're about to get divorced. Anyway, I hired a lovely lady named Sean to run my pizzeria, and I moved on to developing a donut empire. Life was good. I had all this money, no communists in sight, no friends, my parents were getting divorced, and to top it all off, my grandma just died. And normally I would be like, yay, inheritance. But no. She had to put this one line in her will. Grandson, don't be a simp. She had Parkinson's when she wrote it, so I assumed she meant don't be a shrimp. And I figured it meant that I should buy a boat, catch and kill and sell all the shrimp. So that's exactly what I did. I left the donut shop to this guy Jim Thornton. His name just for some reason reminded me of donuts. Catching shrimp was great. Well, it was alright. Okay, it was awful, especially for a kid of my age. So I was sure I'll be moving on to something else. I just didn't know what yet. But one beautiful weekend, when my father was scheduled by the court to hang out with me, he took me to a hockey game. I hated it, so I bought one of the teams playing and told them to forfeit the game so I could go back home. It worked, but now I was stuck with a hockey team. Fortunately, I bought a pretty decent team and they earned me some money. I decided to invest more into this hockey business. Finding a manager for my shrimp boats wasn't hard. There was this guy, Forrest Trump, and he was very excited about the shrimp business for some reason. And he was way more orange than in the photos. We got along pretty well, even had some common interests. I hate communists, he hates everyone, and everyone includes communists, so we were cool. A couple of weeks later, it was again time to hang out with my dad. This time he took me to the movies, and this time I loved it. Not the movies, they were trash and a waste of time, but the money that's going around in this industry. I just had to get on this train made of cash. But I quickly discovered why there's so much money there. It's because they're awful people to work with. I hired Mrs. Spelleberger to deal with them for me. She was saying something about dinosaurs, sharks and aliens, and apparently it meant that she had some experience in this field, and I just took her word for it. It was all fun and games, but when it came to my 9th birthday, I started to think about my future. Having a stable job, a retirement plan, but the question was, what job would I want? Based on my interests, it should be finance. But I don't want some money, I want all of the money, so I bought a bank. How did a 9-year-old buy a bank? Honestly, they didn't have any problems with that. Ever since I'm friends with Forrest, everything goes pretty smoothly. I was living my dream and communist nightmare. I was making decent money, but Forrest said that we could be making more. He explained that there's oil in the ground and we just have to dig it up and we'll make pretty much infinite money. Let's just say I was interested. The catch was we had to go abroad to do this. And I wasn't really fond of this idea because abroad is where communists are. But Forrest said it's not a problem and he'll go on his own. He just needs to turn our shrimp boats into warships, my hockey players into soldiers, and my movie studios into propaganda. Since we were talking about literally infinite profits, it was an easy yes sir. On my 10th birthday, me and Forrest built our first oil rig. It was amazing. Now I am rich. But am I richer than Mr. Fosh? Oh damn, I went a bit over the top.